of culture is colere. It means to cultivate, to wait for. Raymond Williams, a Welsh academic and socialist writer, corroborates the Latin signification when he opined that the term culture began as a noun of process connected to cultivation. Furthermore, culture as a concept developed in time to incorporate the human person and its activities. It establishes that to be cultivated implies to be cultured, educated, civil. The Bambara people of Mali defines culture with two concepts, Doninya and Lada. Doninya translates as knowledge, education. We can also say formation. While Lada translates as traditions and custom. Hence, fusing the two concepts, we observe that culture is the knowledge that emanates from education, drawn from the lifestyle, the traditions of a given people of a specific space and time. Africa is in troubled waters. We can compare Africa to a ship with a faulty compass. She sails thinking she is in the right direction, but the compass is taking her to an unknown route, a direction she has not envisaged for herself. Hence the need to retrace her steps, to reroute using the compass meant properly for her journey. Rerouting is what will lead to the remembrance of the African culture and the authentic integral progress. As earlier mentioned, Africa's progress hinges on its unity. I wish to stand on the shoulders of two African intellectual giants, Sheikh Anta Diop and Kwame Nkrumah, to reiterate their views on actualizing a cultural rebirth. Diop speaks of historical and cultural unity, while Nkrumah centers on conscientism and unification of Africa, warning against the dangers of imperialism in trying to break up Africa into small weak states. History and culture are the two main parts of the same coin. The historical factor is the cultural cement that unifies and distinct elements of the people to make them into a whole by the particular slant of the feeling of historical continuity lead by the totality of the collective. The historical consciousness through the feeling of cohesion it creates constitutes the safest and the most solid shield of cultural security of a people. Hence, the reason why cultural communities seek only to know and to live their history well and to transmit its memory to their descendants. So when confronted with cultural aggressions of all sorts, the essential cultural weapon with which they can arm themselves is the feeling of historical continuity. It is a feeling. Climate, natural resources, and demographics. For example, it says Africa has the most important hydroelectric potential in the world. We always hear these things. This potential cannot benefit the peoples of the continent if continental economic unification is lacked. Today, African states, African nations do not reflect these principles and ideologies. Our societies rather imitate the socio-political and cultural framework of colonial nations and the West in general. The African cultural identity is gradually sliding into extinction. We cannot speak of a cultural renaissance that leads to progress if we keep courting, romancing, and proposing ideologies that are not a product of internally generated reflections. That is, reflections that are not driven or inspired by our socio-political and cultural conditions. We at Correct Connect Africa Foundation have resolved to pursue Africa's cultural renaissance via education. Behind our rich cultural heritage, unimaginably enormous, Its reappropriation is a requirement to move forward, to progress. Yearly, we organize and promote different initiatives. A journal called Sankofa Youth Journal, Sankofa Political Studies, the Up Legacy Day, and they just concluded May 4th, Africa Memorial Day. We've come to realize that there's no united Memorial Day for Africa, like the whole of Africa. There's nothing like that. Philosophy, as I say, is not done in a vacuum. It happens within space and time, embracing the context and culture of the people it seeks to serve. It is therefore important that the content of your thinking and research be birthed from within, so that the right answers compatible and capable of advancing African progress is actualized. If we do not do it, no one else will do it for us. This is a Catholic and religious institution with the charismatic pedagogy of St. John Bosco. From this institute, many go on to become priests, brothers, and catechists. Don Bosco, as an Italian educator, was versed in the culture of his people, and responding to the signs of the time, employed that knowledge in educating the young, as embedded in Article 21 of the Constitutions of the Society of St. Francis de Sales. The science of the time in Africa today compels us to engage the young with a similar approach and pedagogy. Africa has contributed much to humanity and still has so much to contribute. But if we only regurgitate what other cultures have produced, we would deny ourselves, our people, and the world at large the unique contribution that is ours to showcase. To conclude, I wish to draw our attention to an interrogation dealt through at us all, particularly to students and professors. It goes thus: as students on the boat of reflection, do our reflections seek to find and offer solutions to the problems in our surrounding, or they repropose or romance ideas and solutions to problems of far distant realities that have little or nothing to do with our social, political, and cultural milieu? So, to our graduating students, Sankofa, be bold. Take your place by contributing to the cultural renaissance and integral progress of Africa, our motherland. Congratulations.